All right, now that you know how to read chord charts, let's start with the first chords. We're going to start with a C first. Now for the C, remember for each of the dots on the chord chart, you ask your 3 questions. The finger, the fret, and the string. So for this one, it's the first finger because there's a 1 inside it. And it's on the first fret of the second string. Now when you're fretting a note, you have to make sure you press the string down, but you're going to press it down right before the metal bar, because that's where you're going to get the best sound. If I fret it way in the beginning of the fret, we'll get like a fuzzy sound like that. So use the tip of your finger and you're going to press down the second string, first fret, right before that metal bar. Now you notice on this chord chart, the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings all have an X above them. That means we're not going to hit them at all. We're only going to pick the first 3 strings. The 3rd string will be open. The 2nd string will be fretted with the first finger. And then the 1st string will be open. And then after you hear them all coming out clearly, you're going to strum them what you pick. Just one sweep. One motion, strumming all the strings down. That's called a strum. So whenever you're doing a chord, pick the notes out by themselves one at a time first. Make sure they're all coming out nice and clean and crisp sounding, and then strum it down. That's a C chord. Again, make sure you're holding your guitar properly. That neck's tilted up, thumb in the back of the guitar here, and pick each one at a time, and then strum. If you're using an electric guitar, pick right in the middle of the bridge in the neck. If an acoustic guitar, try to strum it or pick it right over that sound hole. That's where you're going to get the best sound. All right, let's go on to the next chord. It's going to be a G chord. Again, this is going to be your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Finger, fret, string. Those are the things you have to know for each of those dots on the chord chart. All right, so we have that note. Remember, again, fret it to the end of the fret, not the beginning, the end where you get a nice clean sound. And on this one, the fattest 3 strings are X'd. There's an X above them, so we're not going to pick them. The 3rd string's open, 2nd string is open, and then the note on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Once you have them all coming out, we do that strum. So those are your first 2 chords. We have the C, and then we have the G. Now, one thing to remember when you're first starting out, your fingers are going to be a little sensitive, and it's going to hurt a little bit even at first. You're going to have to build calluses on the tips of your fingers. So when you're first pressing it down, if there's a little pain, don't worry, this will go away. Just for the first week or so, you have to get through that hurdle of developing a little bit of a callus on the tip of your fingers. But once that gets developed and they get a little bit of tough skin at the end there, it will be much easier to press the notes down. So get to work on your first 2 chords.